Okay, apparently our friend moved. Is disconnected. So where was I? Yes. So when I joined, I didn't want to have anything that a lot of new things. I wanted to have solid basis before getting any new information. So please, 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 before jumping into the Delta, do not go there after a year. Please take your time to get 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 kind of used to teaching all age groups. In a way, you have a lot of information in your mind before jumping here, because otherwise you will be overwhelmed with how new information you will get. It's not an easy task to work and and have this course. um, so basically, as you may know, it has three modules. The first one, it's about language methodology resources and resources for teaching. The second one, the okay, I'll talk about the assessment later. So the second module is about developing your professional practice. Here you'll be assessed, your teaching will be assessed. You'll have to write few essays in module 2, and in module 3 you have two options. You can choose one of them. Extending practice in ALT specialism. In my case, I focused on teaching IELTS, and in the second option can be teaching management. So you will have people who want to hone their skills into management and they want to move up the ladder. So the assessment here. Okay, so before I took it before the pandemic, obviously, and it was either blended or face to face. In my case, the first module I took it online. I took the course of the first module online. I was teaching 24 hours a week, and the course was 25 hours a week. I literally didn't have a life, and I was on the verge of burnout. So there is a lot to take on, a lot of information, a lot of things to understand, and to write. And you have to write assignments every week or two. So please bear in mind, this is, even if you take it online, this is not something as easy as you may think. The second module, I took it face to face. It was, in my case, was face to face, and you have a portfolio of coursework, including lesson observations. I think, as far as I remember, there were 2 observations, and I can't remember how many written assignments there were. The third one, I took it again online, and you have a written assignment. Here I had to write a syllabus, a full curriculum, meaning not only the unit 1 you'll have in this lesson, you will focus on these skills and this topic. No, you plan also the lesson. So please, 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 if you're working, bear in mind there is a lot of things to do, a lot of work to do. Not only read, write, and attend input sessions. So, and also in my case, in the first module, there were maybe 8 hours or 9 hours difference between me and my tutor. The second one, I flew to the center to have this course, but the third one, I had 6 hours of difference, time difference. So if you're taking this course, please bear in mind there is a lot to take on. You'll have a lot on your plate. So I'm done with the Delta. Again, this one, the CELT P and the CELT S, I didn't take them. So certificate in English language teaching, primary. P stands for primary, and S stands for secondary. As it says, the CELT P is for primary school teachers who want to develop their classroom skills and teaching confidence. It's just practical English teaching qualification that gives you the relevant skills to teach young people from 6 to 12. Secondary, basically from 12 to 18 or 11 to 18. for secondary school teachers who want to develop their classroom skills and teaching confidence, again, with CELT S. It's practical as CELT P, and I mean, you focus on more or less the teaching skills.
Um,
There we go.
yeah, yeah. Actually, Sundus, these courses are about to stop. Yeah, Cambridge is not going to offer these two courses by
Mhm,
the end of this year,
mhm.
as I guess. Yeah.
Or the next.
Uh, yeah. By September, yes, Mr. Mohammed, that's right. And actually, both of them,
Mhm.
um, as I can remember, cost about um, from 12 to 15,000 Egyptian pounds. Yes,
Mhm.
half of
You're breaking, Mohammed.
the cost of the Celta course.
Sorry, Mohammed, you're breaking.
But I think it does. It's an exam. The second one, it costs about 40.
Is everybody having a problem hearing Mohammed? Because to me, he's breaking. Are you having the same problem as me?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yes, Mrs.
Oh, please call me Saunders. I'm not Miss Saunders.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So, is there somebody who knows a little bit about CELT P and CELT S and I mean, the updates about them? I'm not really updated about them.
It is a nice an overall view, yeah.
The overview, I have it, but unfortunately, I'm not updated. So, is there somebody who knows the updates about?
No problem. No.
Fair enough. Shall we move on?
Yes, hope so.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm back again.
Hi again. So, the content. Feel free to take a picture or screenshot a shot of this. There is a lot to talk about, and just in case you want to see what it includes. So um, the primary part of the SELT, it focuses on language awareness for teaching, developing listening and speaking skills for primary classroom or in a primary classroom, the writing and reading skills as well. Um, reading resources, it helps you get resources or use resources for learning in the primary context. I mean, classroom management, developing the language use in a primary classroom. So how to make these young people speak, not only just parrot few words and that's it. I taught you English. Maybe few ways of making a full sentence and have a conversation. So, planning language learning in the primary context and assessing what you have taught, basically. The secondary SELT is, again, classroom management, language learning for teenagers, um, teaching language skills, all four, not most probably, but they are four. So, and you should be aware of the language in a way you can transfer it to the teachers, the young learners, the teenagers. So, planning lessons basically in the secondary context, and then again resources and materials. They help you to, I mean, find them and implement them into your lesson plans. And then, as usual, we are going to assess the learning. Um, so Mohammed, did you take these courses?
No, actually, because they were not of my interest. Because I was focusing on teaching adults. That's why I went for the CELTA, and I didn't look back for them.
Fair.
So if anyone is interested in teaching secondary students or primary students, so we can go for them. Yeah, but for adults, the CELTA, only the CELTA course. That's why I didn't think about taking them.
Fair enough. So we're moving to the assessment, the course and its assessment. Both of them are 120-hour course. You can do it online or face to face. So you have progress tests in both of them. I mean, more or less, they are the same thing as, I mean, the assessment format is more or less the same. Here, it's very similar to TKT, YL. If you chose TKT and you specialized in teaching YLs or young learners, it's it's more or less the same thing here. The assessment, I mean, and also here multiple choice is similar to module 1 TKT. So you have portfolios and tasks, of course, and you have teaching assessment or teaching practice assessment. Is there something you would like to add here?
Not much. These courses are run here in Egypt. Long, yeah, they take about 9 months.
9
Yeah.
months
Uh,
for 120.
yeah, actually, yeah, from 6 to 9 months. Yes, that's what I think. That's it. That's what I know about them. But actually, those who took these courses were really, satisfied by the knowledge they got from these courses. Their ability to teach, whether secondary students or young learners. So they were satisfied because Cambridge succeeded in that, to provide high quality certificates for teachers. So you don't regret paying any pound, whether in Egyptian or sterling pounds, when you take their courses.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think, excuse me. I think it's also, I mean, it specializes in a certain age group. It's very, I mean, it specializes in what you're teaching. For example, it's not about the whole spectrum of English teaching. So, or all age groups, if you want. Fair enough. Moving on. So if you want to have more information about Cambridge courses or Trinity College London courses, you can visit these two websites. Feel free to have a take a screenshot or take a picture.
Yeah.
So just I put this as a comparison, what each of them offers, not compares. So Cambridge offers TKT, CELTA, Delta, CELT P, and CELT S. Trinity College doesn't have an equivalent for TKT, but has Cert TESOL, DIP TESOL, which is more or less the same level. TILEC, I think it was discontinued.
No. Yeah, they stopped providing it. That's what I heard.
I am not again updated because recently I heard it's back on. I'm not sure though. One thing to bear in mind though, Trinity College London courses are cheaper than Cambridge. How much cheaper? I cannot answer the question, but I know they are cheaper. So I'm done. I think. I mean, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. Otherwise, I would love to have your feedback on the session.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, Sims, for this wonderful presentation and sharing this kind of knowledge with teachers of English about courses, what they should take if they are thinking about teaching a specific group of learners, and when to take these courses, especially when you talked about Delta and the years that any teacher should spend reading between taking the Celta and the Delta, right? Because the Delta is really difficult. It's not that easy as people think. Yeah, it's really intensive. Yeah,
It's very
yeah,
intense.
yeah.
The thing I didn't
That's right.
mention about the Delta is that each course that I took, no, the first module, the preparation for the exam took 3 months.
Yeah,
And 3 months I had 5 hours every week. So even on holidays, I took my computer. I took some time off. I made sure that the hotel had stable Wi-Fi or stable internet connection to be connected and work on my assessment. Imagine somebody on the beach and having their computer and typing. That's what I did. You literally you cannot take your mind off Delta. The second module, well, I took it in, I think it took, I mean, it lasted 6 weeks, I think, 5 to 6 weeks. I flew to this is one thing that I focused on when choosing the center that I wanted to go to. I didn't pay attention to the money. I have to be honest. I didn't pay attention to the money, how much each course costs, but I did pay attention to the success rating. I mean, after you finish the course, each one of us will write feedback, right? And review. That's what I paid attention to. That's I didn't want to spend my money and then fail the course, which happens. And you know how hard, how strict and thorough and meticulous the assessors are. I didn't want to fail it. So I did pay a lot of money. I have to be honest. I did pay a lot of money, but then at least I have it and I have a merit in it. Not only it is good, but also I mean, this the tutors in this center were good, but also I got something that I'm very proud of. The third module, even though I had, I mean, the first and the third module, even though I had this 6 hours difference, 8 hours or 9 hours difference between me and my tutor. When I felt frustrated and things got out of hand, I just got to my tutor, please, can you please have a meeting with me and clarify what you mean by this or that? Because I can't build on something I am not sure I understand, especially when I'm going to be assessed. So, and I'm paying a lot of money. I'm paying money in any case. So please, please, please make sure you choose the right center. And even if you're taking the course and you may feel shy, you don't want to bother people, no, please bother them. That's their job to help you get the best results. So that's what I wanted to say. I think our friend Mohammed froze. I'm open to your questions, guys. Please use the raise your hand button. I will just um, choose from there, or the first one who will say me in the chat box. Sorry. So let me go. Okay, who would like to ask questions? My pleasure, Hadir. My pleasure, Huawei Y6S. I don't know your name. Sorry, it doesn't say. Thank you, English class Egypt. It doesn't say your name. Anyone who would like to ask a question? Hello? Guys, it's your time.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, I'm sorry, I muted myself. Is that okay? Or should
No,
I
no,
use
please,
the chat
please
box?
ask. What's your name?
Okay,
And where are you from?
my name is Hela
Hello.
and I'm from Tunisia. Hey, thank you so much. That was such an insightful session, really. Thank you. So my question is, I used to work in Turkey, and 1 year they require their teachers to get CELTA if you are teaching at university. And some of them did have TESOL. However, that was not enough for them. So I was wondering about the difference between TESOL and CELTA.
You see, TESOL has a 120-hour online course. It doesn't include face-to-face teaching and assessment.
Okay,
So TESOL and TESOL are not the same.
okay,
The
got it.
difference? So CELTA has the face-to-face teaching and assessment of all the fiasco that I just mentioned a second earlier,
Mhm.
few minutes earlier. So TESOL is the same. TESOL doesn't have the component of teaching face-to-face and being assessed on that. It's more or less there is some input and then you're
Mhm.
assessed on that information. We're done. Thank you very much. Here is your certificate. You're done. You see the
Got
difference?
it. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much.
You're
Got it.
done. So, is there somebody else? I see somebody rose her hand. It was Hela. Guys, please, it's your time. Please ask your questions.
Yes, thank you, Sondus. You have a fantastic American accent. Let us, tell us about it.
Be honest with you. Can I know your name and where you're from?
I have written it on chat box.
Ah,
Muhammad Abdurrahman. Yeah.
and you're from Egypt.
Yes, I'm
Hello,
Egyptian.
hello, Mohammed, or Mohammed
Hello.
Rahman. All right. So I'll be honest with you. I didn't study English.
Uh-huh.
I am an engineer.
Really surprised you. Surprised me.
I didn't study English. I didn't go to university to study English. I spoke English though. I spoke
All of that
English while
self-study?
I studied like everybody else at school. Um, I was fortunate enough to go to have those language exchange. I mean, 1 week or 2 week thingy. I went to the UK and back, and I mainly lived abroad. I lived 16 years abroad. And when I was abroad, I didn't look for my compatriots, to be honest with you. I looked for anybody who was from Africa, Asia, anywhere from the Americas, but Arabic speaking or French speaking people, I really didn't want um, to hone my Arabic or French skills. I wanted to hone back then my Russian and English skills. So that's how I ended up with this accent. I thank you for the compliment, even though I feel it's more neutral than American.
But really, I like it so much.
Thank you. More
You're
questions,
welcome.
guys? It's your time. Please ask.
Okay, by the way, Mr. Mohammed said before in the chat box that Cambridge offers a new course. Uh, it's called How to Teach Young Learners. Uh, right, Mr. Mohammed?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. How to Teach Young Learners course. It's a replacement for self-pay as a guess. Okay, that's one thing. There are a lot of things that I'd like to talk about because we went through Cambridge and Trinity College courses, and actually we didn't mention Cert PT. It's a level 6 course offered by Trinity College London. It's somewhere between the CELTA course and the Delta. Okay, I think It doesn't cost that much. Yeah, it doesn't cost that much. Um, but actually, I'd like to. Yeah, this is Sir Diesel, the equivalent to the Celta, Dep Diesel, the equivalent to the Delta. But they also have the Cert PT, Certificate for Practicing Teachers. Okay. So yeah, this is taken between the Celta and the Delta. Okay, like a bridge that links between both from level 5 and level 7. Um, if you allow me to share my screen, because actually I want to share something with the people here. Because of the economic situation, you know, in our countries, people tend to look for free courses before they, you know, uh, think about spending so much money in taking other courses like Cambridge courses and Trinity College courses, because, you know, although Trinity College courses are, you know, less expensive than Cambridge ones, but it's still a problem. You know, it's still, you know, it isn't that affordable to English teachers, especially in Egypt. Okay, because you know, if you work for a month to get paid about for about 3,000 to 5,000 pounds, Egyptian pounds, then you're looking forward to taking the Celta course, which costs about 30,000 pounds. So it's some kind of difficult, right? Don't you agree with me? Um, so there are a lot of not alternatives, but some other free courses on the internet that English language teachers can take. Let me start first with the Arizona State University 150 hours TESOL course. Okay, this is the course here. It's divided into two parts. The name of the course is Teach English Now. Okay, so the first part of it has 4 courses. Course 1, it's foundational principles. In teaching, it talks about teacher talking time, lowering the affective filter, you know, and other topics in the ELT, basic topics. Then it moves to talking about theories of second language acquisition and the teaching approaches, starting with the grammar translation method till the communicative approach. Course 3, it's about lesson design and assessment. Course 4, it's a capstone project. You know, you upload videos. I think not videos in this part. You upload your teaching philosophy and a lot of other assignments as I can remember, because I took it long time ago. Part 2 is also 4 courses. The first course is teaching reading, writing, and grammar. Course 2, teaching listening, speaking, and pronunciation. Course 3, technology, enriched teaching. And course 4 is the final one. It's you know, you upload all the materials of the course in this one. Okay, and you're assessed on them. Okay, so it's, yeah, you can take it for free if you cannot afford it, and click on the financial aid available and fill an application, and then you get the acceptance and you start learning and so on. And or if you can afford it, you can click on enroll and take it. Actually, it you can take it in 3 to 6 months, because it's a long one. Okay, that's one option. The second option You can take a TEFL course, 120 hours, TEFL course from Teacher Record. It's not, it doesn't have so much knowledge, and it doesn't have a practical part, but you can take it to put yourself, on the right path. If you're looking forward to enriching your knowledge about teaching. It's a 120-hour TEFL course, and it's accredited from Teacher Record. And I think this is a place in China or something like that. And the good part about that, they send you teaching jobs online or in China via email, which is very good. They teach you and they provide you with jobs. Okay. So this is the second option. The third one, and I've taken it myself. This is a wonderful program offered by National Geographic Learning. It's called National Geographic Certification Program. Actually, it is paused for a while, and I don't know why. But I hope they can provide it again. It's completely free. But it's a wonderful experience indeed. So these are the three things that I wanted to tell you about. So I'm gonna send I'm gonna send the links in the chat box for these courses. Actually, because I had the knowledge before taking this TEFL course from Teacher Record, I spent about 20 minutes. I only searched for the assignments, did them, and then I finished the course in about 20 minutes. Those are the links in the chat box in case anyone needs it.
Maybe there is one thing to emphasize here, that TEFL and TESOL certificates are just input exam. There is no teaching practice.
Yeah,
so, as Hela earlier said, what's the difference? This is the difference. People, when they want to have, or schools, not people, when they ask you, do you have your CELTA or your Cert TESOL? It means, were you assessed on your teaching practice? And that's what they want. So please bear in mind, if you want to go internationally, teach internationally, and you want to have your options, as many options as possible, I think it's better to have the teaching practice assessed. That's it.
Yeah. So everyone, any questions? The questions in the chat box.
Maybe one thing that is worthwhile mentioning, if you're looking for jobs locally or internationally, and you want to use your CELTA or have it funded by schools, some schools tell you, we will help you get your Delta or your CELTA. You can go to TEFL.com. It has millions and millions of jobs everywhere in the world. They are updated almost every day. And especially this period of the year, you will have a lot of people, recruiters asking for, wanting to recruit newly qualified teachers. When I say newly qualified teachers, a lot of recruiters mean after the CELTA. It doesn't mean after your university. Unfortunately, after the CELTA. It's like for me, when I was applying, I wanted to start working at the British Council, and their requirement was 2 years after the CELTA. I had by then maybe a year, and they said, okay, you either go to TSP, teacher support program, and you're hourly paid, or you have your experience and you come back. And I went to have my experience somewhere else, and I came back. So please bear in mind, a lot of recruiters, when they say 2 years or 5 years after being qualified. It means after the CELTA, not after graduating from not high school, but university.
University. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, everyone, any questions in the chat box? Actually, Mr. Muhammad, I did something interesting here in the chat box. It's about open English programs. Actually, yeah, I've taken the TESOL methodology course offered by University of Maryland, Baltimore County. It was a fully funded, scholarship or a fully funded program by the American Embassy. So these are some of the courses you can take here on this website, Open English Programs. You can take English for Tourism Professionals, TESOL methodology. This is the one I was talking about. English for Career Development, English for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, STEM, and English for Journalism, English for Business and Entrepreneurship, English for Media Literacy, English for Media Literacy for Educators, and actually, they update these courses
for specific purposes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specific. Cool.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Okay. So there are a lot to be taken in this field. So a piece of advice for English language teachers who blame the situations, they have to blame themselves for not starting and taking a step forward by, depending on themselves. They can start even with the free courses, then they can move on towards the paid ones, right? So this, because if they are wasting their time, they will regret that time, because time is really precious in our career in the field of English language teaching.
I think
so.
Sorry to interrupt. I think it's also worthwhile mentioning that you have to have few years experience, because whatever you will have in these courses, anything you will have, you have it. I mean, you will have it in your experience. You don't have a title for it. You don't have a definition for it, but you know how to deal with it and what it is. All what you will have in these courses are the definitions and the titles and so on and so on, and also reading a lot. So please, whenever you're taking these courses, even the ones that he's recommending, I mean, Mohammed is recommending the ASP ones for entrepreneurship and journalism and so on and so on. Please make sure you're solid enough, your knowledge of teaching is solid enough to jump into here. Teaching IELTS is no joke. Teaching journalism is another no joke. So please don't get yourself into trouble by thinking, yay, I'll challenge myself with teaching journalism. I taught psychology. It scared the out of me. My students were advanced, upper intermediate. I didn't know anything about psychology. I did my needs analysis, and it was the scariest 3 months of my life, because their feedback was about me and they were my clients. I didn't go through another school. So that was super hard. If I didn't have, that experience back then, 8-year experience, and I jumped in, I would have gone bananas. So please get some experience before jumping into these.
That's right. So I think we're done, right? Yeah. So everyone, thanks for attending today. Thanks, Sundus, again for
my pleasure.
Accepting my invitation. Inshallah, it won't be the last collaboration indeed. I'm looking forward to having you again here, presenting on other topics for our, attendees, inshallah.
Fair enough.
Okay, thanks again, everyone, and see you in another event. Yes, you were saying something?
Thank you. Have a lovely one, everyone. See you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Thanks, and have a good day. Goodbye.